Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to take a look at a game I played today. It's in Warwick Portal, and I played this game very different than what conventional wisdom would tell you to do in Warwick Portal. Now, if you don't know how Warwick Portal works, when you defeat your opponent's champions, Warwick will sometimes come by, devour them, and leave loot. So you want to win as many rounds as possible. But that is not what I did. I decided that I was going to lose as many rounds as possible in the early game. And you're going to have to trust me that there are good reasons for this that you will see. I mean, this game started normal. In my mind, I'm thinking, I'm going to win as many rounds as I can. That is the way to play this. But something that I've been finding that's been helping me more and more recently is zigging when everyone else is zagging. So most other teams in this game are going to try their hardest to push early here. They're going to slam items, possibly level up. So we go to the first augment here, and it's prismatic, and I take a look, and I don't really love what I'm seeing. Tactician's Kitchen is okay. And then I get this Investment Strategy 2, which is a great augment. And it would be even better, I bet, if I could use it while win streaking. But it's still good while lose streaking. It's not an early game augment. The way that this augment works is my max interest goes up to 7, so I need to save up to 70 gold. And each time I collect interest, each of my champions' health goes up by a permanent amount. I believe it's 9 HP per interest. So I need to accomplish two things. One, build an economy as fast as possible. And two, collect as much interest as possible on the way. And right away I realize it's going to be very hard to win a lot of these early rounds. I don't want to spend my gold, and everyone else is spending right now. So I have to figure out a strategy, and I decide I got to go all in. I have to spend essentially no gold until I get up to 70. And I just kind of have to hope that I can stabilize before I bleed out completely. In terms of the pace of my strategy, I have that part of this figured out. I'm not going to deviate from the slow play and slow approach. And the benefit of that is, even if I lose on the way to trying to stabilize, I can think about my team comp more. I end up going with pretty much my main comp, which is climbing through Sorcerer. Going in early, Sorcerer 4, and then eventually either pushing to Sorcerer 6, if that makes sense, or just upgrading my Sorcerers within that Sorcerer 4 and adding around that. So I go into my first carousel. I get to choose early because I'm lose streaking. And I end up taking Belt because it pairs well to make Nashers early. And I know I'm going to have to be pretty efficient with my items. I have to be able to build things that are going to benefit me in the long run. Because for everything to go according to plan, I need it all to kind of line up mid-game. I need to kind of reverse my momentum all at once as my team's health is going up. I also know that I don't have to build my front line and my tanks that strong, because eventually they're all going to have what is essentially Warmogs across the entire line. Like, if you do a direct comparison, there is that other prismatic augment that hands you a bunch of belts. This Investment Strategy 2 augment has a much higher skill ceiling, because if you survive long enough, every single unit on your board has the equivalent of a Warmog's in HP. Think about how strong that is in the end game. I mean, it can pay off, but again, this is Warwick Galaxy, so the risk is very high right now. I'm checking out my loss streak. I'm starting to make gold on that. I'm paying attention to my opponent's gold, and I am noticing I have a much better economy built up. So everyone is spending. And here I do a little scouting. I'm looking to see if anyone else is going Sorcerer. I noticed a Zira, I noticed a Vlad. But I didn't see any Lux on any opponent, so my thought is, alright, that might be a unit I could invest in if I want to roll. But I'm not going to roll for a little while. I got to get to 70. So next round, I can start thinking about leveling up, rolling, whatever I want to do. But that's the crucial first step. I have 70 HP, and we're about to head into the second augment choice. I have to start to reverse the momentum. It's good that I have my loss streak up. A few more losses is good. Specifically, one more loss will be good. Now we got the second augment choice here. And I see lunch money switch to fire sale, that's okay. And then I realize Titanic Titan is available. And that lines up with my lose streaking strategy here pretty well. If you don't know what that does, it adds back 20 HP to my overall health. So I just went from 63 to 83. Now I've got that mental comfort. I'm thinking, okay, this isn't slipping away from me completely. And in Warwick's, that could easily happen. I mean, this game could have run away from me, and I could have had no chance to climb back. So I'm okay with losing a few more rounds, collect a bit more gold. And we're going to see if my momentum can crawl back here and then shift all at once. The other decision I have to make right now is, should I think about rolling for a specific unit? Or is leveling up the priority? I really have not been lucky this game with my shop. Now we're on Carousel, and I end up looking for something that's going to be good for me. I want that Zoe, but again, I'm like huge and big and slow because of that last augment. That was basically a debuff that comes with that augment. And I wanted that Zoe, but I couldn't get her, so I end up getting Tyr. Just grabbing something because I was drifting there and struggling to get anything. But I can make it work. Alright, we're back to 64 HP. So that second augment, the HP it added back, is gone. That bought us about 2 rounds. But it's starting to look a little bit better. Like, the Nami that I've built with Nashor's Honor and Jeweled Gauntlet, that's going a bit better. And now that I've got Elise, I'm thinking, alright, I just got to get a few good rolls in the shop. And if the extra health points that all my units have right now starts to kick in, maybe things can start to reverse. So we're sitting at 56. I'd like to see my first win here or the next round. Okay, and there we go. After 9 losses in a row, my first win. Obviously, right now, I can't know for sure that the extra health points have kicked in enough to make my team beefy enough to handle everyone else, but we're going to find out if I keep winning. So now I throw a ton of gold in to level up. I actually got up to 100 gold there, so I dump all that in, I go to level 8. And now it's a matter of stabilize the team, roll, level up a few different units, upgrade them to 2-star, and then I can start thinking about 9. So I absolutely handle this team, which is kind of a surprise. Now, third augment, Prismatic again. Black Rose Emblem from the Black Rose Crown augment is tempting. And then I see Sorcerer Crown, which is way better for my build. Black Rose could have worked, because I have that going for me too, but getting Sorcerer means I can go Sorcerer 6 right now. It also gave me an adaptive, so that's going to be useful. I could build another Shojin's. And in the luckiest result possible in my shop right now, I get a LeBlanc early at level 8. Now I've got 3 wins in a row. I pulled LeBlanc. I'm starting to upgrade all my units on my board. I'm still up around 70 gold, so I'm collecting HP on all my units. I'm building that 63 every round. I'm also getting 7 interest every round. Putting LeBlanc in also adds Black Rose 3. And now I get to take a look at what my team is going to look like heading into the late middle to end game. I'm just climbing the ladder, making my team better a little bit at a time. So now we're in the last carousel, and what I want is that rod, but I'm slow and fat, and I just get it. I knew going in there I wanted Archangels to put on LeBlanc. That was the best possible outcome. And now I'm feeling pretty confident, because I'm thinking, alright, this was Warwick's. I had a 9 lose streak on purpose. And I flipped my momentum at the exact right time. If there's one mistake I've made so far, it was taking the plus 20 HP for the mental comfort. Because if I didn't do that, I'd be sitting at 36 HP right now. It's never bad to have more, but if we're talking min-max in this moment, my team could be a bit better than just slapping 20 HP onto my personal meter. Alright, now we're at Anomaly, and I'm only thinking LeBlanc. I have a ton of gold, but I also don't want to get greedy. I don't want to spend all my gold, so I'm just looking for something that's going to make her a bit better. And I get Cultivating Magic. And the way I've built her, she's going to do enough damage that is going to be worth it. And I'm also winning right now. So taking an Anomaly that gets better over time, that'll improve my carry, I think it's a good choice. So now we got a good look at all 3 augments here. We got Investment Strategy, Titanic, Titan, and Sorcerer Crown. Those 3, and I would argue you can replace Titanic Titan with something a little bit better if I wasn't so nervous when I was picking at the time. That's a good combination, even in Warwick. Now I'm just letting my economy be the advantage that I've built it to be. I'm not spending it all to level up right away. I'm just creeping up to level 9. And the other thing that really makes this possible is the Sorcerer Emblem. That way I get Sorcerer 6. And I can be very stable at Sorcerer 6 without having to push up to level 9. And now taking a look at my other emblem combinations, I got Sorcerer 6, Black Rose 3, Experiment 3, Bruiser 2, Form Swapper 2, and then Emissary from Nami. I've been finding this combination has worked for me, at least in this patch and recently. I love having the Form Swapper Black Rose combination with Sorcerer at the end game here. I feel like that little extra boost to my front line, beefing up my tanks. And then Experiment is also good, mixing in with Sorcerer. I've just found kind of whatever comes more naturally between Experiment, Bruiser, Black Rose, Form Swapper, Sentinel, and then using Sorcerer as DPS around that. It's a pretty good way to approach building a comp. At least it's my personal favorite recently. Other teams have good damage. Other teams have built some good champions. Like that Tristana did close to 10k damage on me there, but I got this meaty front line going right now. And then now we're into Carousel, and again, I'm just so slow, so I gotta hope I can get something. And what I end up doing is accidentally grabbing the family emblem here. And I don't even realize it until like a few seconds after that, so I was kind of just like flailing there. Pretty disappointing. That does not help me at all, so that's a lost Carousel round, a complete item burn. And now I finally get a copy of Zoe, so I can switch all my items off Nami to Zoe. I got my 4-cost damage unit, I got my 5-cost damage unit. I'm at level 9, I could go to level 10 whenever I want, and I pulled a Jace. And Jace is going to work well, because Jace mixes in with Form Swapper. And I barely win that one. So that's the first time that I've played someone since my momentum flipped from lose streaking to win streaking that it's been even close. That was about as close as it gets with my 1-star, 1-cost Xerath pulling out the win somehow. That was as close as possible. So I take the message it gives me, which is my opponents are getting close. So I dump all my gold. I go up to level 10. It's an advantage that I have that not many other players probably have in this game. Maybe nobody is going to be able to push up to 10 this early. And now I'm feeling better again. It's still a bit closer than I would like. Losing my entire front line to anyone right now means it's a bit too close. But I'm still improving. I finally just got to 2-star Zoe right there. That's going to increase my damage a lot. I'm super close to 2-star LeBlanc. And if I get that, I feel like I'll be nearly unstoppable. Now I get an anvil here, and I grab Dragon's Claw, which is huge for my Mundo. That pretty much completes my #1 tank. And I've pretty much added consistently 63 HP to every single unit up to this point. I did just dump all my gold, so I'm not going to add almost any more. Even if I collected like 1 more interest or 2 more interest, it's not going to do that much to help. But in total, with 10 units on my board, 63 HP around, I'm probably looking at between 5,000 and 6,000 extra HP sitting on my board right now. That's an insane amount of health.
Every web a masterpiece.
We're getting down to the final 4. I see the Victor and I realize that's going to be the best unit for me. And I do have the ability to add Victor to my lineup because right now Mel is sitting there, so I'm just going to replace Mel with Victor. And I'm not feeling even a little bit nervous. Besides that one team a few rounds ago where my 1-cost Xerath at the time pulled out an amazing win, it has not been close since. I upgraded there, that's when I went to 10, and since then it's just been me winning and not feeling nervous at all. I got my Jace to 2-star, LeBlanc to 2-star. Now, Jace isn't doing that much because he's only holding a bow, but I'll have a chance here on Carousel and elsewhere to maybe add a little bit more. So I grab Hextech Gunblade. Something that can work on Jace. I mean, it's not the best, but it'll help my team. My LeBlanc's putting up 10,000 damage. Zoe being my backup damage, doing 6,000. And on my bench, I'm really close to 3-star Mundo. I could get 3-star Nunu. I would like to hit one of those. I don't think I need either of those to win this game. But then I get the 3-star Nunu, which is dope. I mean, look at the gold swag on the arms. Yeah, I love it. That's just a trophy unit at this point. I don't even need a 3-star tank. So now my opponent's down to 7 health. I believe it's 1-on-1. And I'll admit, I'm a little bit, like I have this like 2% of me that's looking at this component item round here, this bonus round with the dragon, and I'm thinking, all right, there's a small chance we come out of this with my opponent having done enough to put up a fight. But it's a really small chance. I decide here I'd like to just go for the 3-star Jace. So I sell all my Mundos. I probably could have got the 3-star Mundo right there if I had just kept him. But at this point, this game is over. I officially zigged hard when everyone else zagged. And that is how you win in Warwick Portal by lose streaking.